What up? How's it going? Matt Sweets here, and today I'm doing an unboxing that I'm very stoked to share with you all. We are unboxing the Sweets Sumo. That's right, you heard it right. Sweets Sumo Kendama. This is a legendary kendama that Sweets has been making since the beginning of time. Like 2012 we started making the Sumos, but it has never been available for the mass audience. But we are changing that officially. We are making an official Sweet Sumo, and it is about to release next week. But first, I want everyone to know what a Sweet Sumo is. Some of you old school players know exactly what it is, but a lot of you new school players don't quite know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to give you a quick history lesson on the Sweet Sumo. The Sweet Sumo is a dama that was born out of necessity. We played with a lot of biggies back in the day. It's not something that are sold as much anymore, but biggies were a big part of kendama culture in the beginning. So, this is a biggie. Little size comparison, Coop will show you. Biggies back in the day were super cool, but they were really, really hard to lunar. You couldn't do a lot of lunar tricks, and that is one of our favorite tricks. It was my favorite trick. It was people at Sweets' favorite tricks. We were like, man, how can we make this thing better for lunars? Here comes the Sumo. So Shane Kohlmeyer, he's a painter here at Sweets. He's the dude who had the original idea to take the biggie and shave it down. And our in-house mechanic, wrencher, Joe, of course, decided to take it, slash it down, and he actually made it what it was. But I'm going to let those dudes tell the story because they're way better at it than me.
So, my name's Shane Kohlmeyer, and I'm a painter at Sweets Kendamas.
I'm Uptown Joe. I've been with Sweets Kendamas since day one. I do a lot of the prototyping and a lot of the other stuff for the guys that work when they have crazy ideas. I also manage the entire building down here when it comes to production and painting and things like that.
Back in 2012, when Sweets Kendamas first moved into their new shop, a lot of times we'd hang out up there, and a bunch of biggies were sitting aside with too long of spikes, and so we decided to cut the spike off and see how they played.
Went over to a grinding wheel and started grinding down the spike that you see here to get it to fit, to shorten it up and square it up a little bit. Some problems we had, there was some holes left over from the previous system.
And filled the original string hole with, some wood putty.
So I took some wood putty, we fill those and make it so it was more of a solid unit again.
And then slid the serratos further down, and it created a very, very nice jumbo kendama.
I started taking a bunch of them down to my home, my basement, and we started putting them on my wood lathe, and I started grinding them off. Built some jigs to hold the chuck in and get this centered out, so I was able to taper this down with my own tools instead of a grinding wheel to make it so it actually looked better and it was more fun to play with, and it actually stuck together.
Uptown Joe turned 50 of these. We released them, and they got in the hands of a few people, and we just knew that they were going to be a hit from the feedback that we got.
Sent it up to the homegrown factory. The homegrown factory was able to take our design, kind of tighten it up a little bit, give us a different perspective on what we were going to do. We couldn't quite meet up on all the points, so we kind of put it on the back burner until now. We've gotten a lot of people asking for it. We've gotten a lot of people bugging me to make personal ones again. Kind of hard to do, so what we decided to do is actually get it professionally done.
I'm super stoked the Sumo is finally being produced so everyone can enjoy this lovable biggie dama.
So now we have it sent out to our new factory. They cleaned it up, they fattened the spike up, they shrunk the ring up a little bit to make it a little more uniform. It looks cleaner, it looks sexier, and I'm proud to have been a part of the beginning of it, but boy am I glad to see it's being made now well and done for you. I'm out.
The Sumo went through a lot of different versions. You can tell this one had its own seal. It was on the old Focus Ken with the cross Kens on the back. This was the oldest one that was made. We did make them into the next generation of Sweets Biggies, which was Focus 2.0, I believe. This had the rounded edges. It wasn't as blocky, but it was the last one that we made. We didn't make any more after that. We started making prime kendamas at our newest factory, and we brought the idea to them. We were like, man, we would love to have this prime kendama, but beefed up and have it like our old Sumo. The factory was up to the challenge, and that is what I'm presenting you today. For the first time ever, I want to show you the Sweets Prime Sumo. It's got the all-new shape, but it's beefed up to be like the Sumos of the past. These things are monsters. If you are a kid who loves jamming loons, loves jamming lighthouse, any kind of stall trick, this is the Dama you're going to want to have. I promise you. Lunars are just so easy to stick. It just whaps like no big deal. I personally sent one of these to a bunch of the pros, one of the local shredders, Caden Weller, and they are just ripping this Dama up. They can do backflip lunars like no one's business. Zach and Nick Gallagher, I've seen them do like 720 rovers on these things. It's really an insane Dama because the balance is just so on point. So if you're looking to get a new Dom, maybe a different size, different weight, something fun to have in your collection, this is going to be what you want. They're going to be really cheap, really affordable, so make sure you check them out. We're going to have them available next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we usually drop things at 1 p.m., but keep an eye out on our Instagram. It'll have all the info for the release. The Sumo comes in 3 colors this time. We have the teal and black half split. We have the maroon and white half split. And we also have the Spidey, the red and blue half split. We wanted to go with the classic half split design because it's just super easy for tracking. It's something that's really simple, and when you're doing those hard tricks, you want a nice big half split to help you see rotations, help you spot that landing. I'm super hyped on the Sumo. Having them available for the mass is something I've wanted for a very long time, and I can't believe it's actually happening. So make sure you go snag a Sumo when they release. Let us know how you do with it. Hashtag SweetSumo and anything you do on Instagram, and maybe we'll repost it on the Sweets channel. Thanks as always for tuning in to the unboxing. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up this holiday season, so make sure you stay subscribed and tune in. See y'all later. Peace.